Long ago, in a time when starships sailed the vast darkness between the stars, there was a crew aboard a mighty vessel called the Wanderer. They were headed to a colony far beyond the known galaxy, a place whispered about in old tales as the crown of the cosmos. This colony was said to hold the secrets of the universe, ancient alien knowledge, hidden treasures, and perhaps even the key to immortality. But as the starship sailed deeper into the unknown, a strange and terrifying thing began to happen. One by one, the crew of the Wanderer began to hear strange signals. At first, they thought it was just a malfunction. But these were no ordinary signals, they came from the very future of their own starship. The voice on the other end sounded distorted, like a warning carried through time itself. "Do not go further," the first signal warned. "The stars ahead are not what they seem. Turn back now, or you will never return." The captain, a fearless leader named Captain Lyra, brushed it off. "It's just a glitch in the system," she said, but she couldn't shake the uneasy feeling in her heart. As the Wanderer continued its journey, more signals came through. Each one was clearer, more urgent, and more terrifying than the last. "Destruction lies ahead," the second signal echoed. "The colony is not what you think. It will consume you." The crew members gathered in silence. The stars around them sparkled like distant diamonds, and yet, a cold darkness hung in the air. They had heard of lost civilizations before, but what if this one was different? What if this one was ancient, cursed by time itself? And then came the last message, sending chills down their spines. "Stop. It's already too late for us. You will face something worse than you ever imagined. The journey never ends." Captain Lyra's hands tightened around the ship's controls. Ahead of them, the dark void stretched on, hiding the unknown. Yet, her heart whispered the same old question: was it possible to escape a fate foretold? The Wanderer sailed on, the stars seeming to warp and twist around them, as though the fabric of space itself was alive and pulling them deeper into a vast unknown. The distress signals had stopped for a time, but the crew could feel the weight of those haunting words pressing on them. The mystery of what lay ahead grew heavier with every passing moment. One day, as the ship drifted through a region of space known as the Whispering Nebula, a strange event occurred. The crew began to see flashes of light, strange and flickering like ghosts of the stars. These lights didn't belong to any known stars or planets. They were ancient, flickering in and out of existence like memories of a long-lost past. Captain Lyra ordered the ship to stop. They had entered the heart of the nebula, a place no one had dared to venture in centuries. Legend spoke of an ancient race, the Astrians, whose ships once ruled the stars, but had vanished without a trace. Some believed they were gods, others thought they were simply the first explorers of space. But no one knew what had happened to them, until now. Suddenly, the Wanderer was surrounded. Figures appeared on the ship's view screen, faint, ghostly figures wearing ancient armor. Their eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and their voices echoed through the air. "You have come too far," one figure whispered. "The colony is our tomb." The crew could only stare, frozen in fear and wonder. Were these the lost Astrians? Had they returned to warn them, or had they been trapped in the folds of time, like the distress signals? Captain Lyra stood tall, her heart pounding. "What happened to you?" she demanded. The figure's eyes flickered with sorrow. "We were cursed by our own knowledge, and now, you must pay the price." Before anyone could speak, the figures vanished, leaving nothing but the echoes of their warning. As the Wanderer resumed its journey, the stars grew darker, and the void ahead seemed to stretch farther than before. What had the Astrians meant by their words? And what had they left behind for the crew to discover? As the Wanderer drew closer to the distant colony, an eerie silence fell over the ship. The crew, though still bound to their mission, could no longer ignore the growing sense of doom. The once bright stars now appeared as cold, distant flames, their light failing to break through the thick shadows that seemed to follow them. The distress signals had been right. Something was terribly wrong. Captain Lyra stood at the bridge, staring at the holographic map. The colony was just a few hours away, but the signals, those haunting warnings, had started up again. Each message now came with an image, a bright, twisting light followed by the face of an ancient Astrian, their eyes filled with sorrow and fear. The final warning echoed through the comm system. It's too late. The colony is not what it seems. The truth is locked away. But it's a truth you cannot survive. Despite the warnings, Lyra made her decision. We are going. There is something there we need to understand. If we turn back now, we will never know the truth. The Wanderer arrived at the edge of the colony's system. Its planet, once thought to be lush and full of life, now appeared as a dark, lifeless orb. No lights, no signs of life, just endless darkness. Yet, a faint glow pulsed from the surface, as if calling them to land. The crew touched down on the planet's surface, their boots meeting soft, shimmering dust. The air was thin and cold. They ventured deeper into the colony, their path illuminated by strange, glowing plants that flickered like the stars in the distance. In the heart of the colony, they discovered what had once been a grand city, now a hollow ruin. Towering spires, now crumbled, rose toward the sky like forgotten monuments. There, amidst the rubble, they found an artifact, an ancient device buried beneath the ground. It hummed with a powerful energy, its core pulsating with an unnatural rhythm. Captain Lyra reached out and activated the device, and instantly, the ground trembled. The stars overhead flickered, and the voices of the Astrians echoed one last time, "You should not have come." A deep, shadowy force rose from the planet, engulfing them. As the darkness wrapped around the Wanderer, the crew understood. The colony wasn't a place of hope, it was a prison, a place where the Astrians had once tried to harness the power of the stars, only to fall victim to the very force they sought to control. The crew was trapped in a loop, a never-ending journey of warnings and fate, caught forever between time and space. The Wanderer would never leave this place, for it had already returned to its past. And so, the legend of the colony lived on, a cosmic warning passed from one ship to the next. The stars themselves whispered its tale, a tale of those who dared to challenge the mysteries of the universe, and paid the price for their curiosity.